You're listening to the Claret and Big Blue podcast on the Pass the Gravy podcast network.
Damn, Daniel.
Over the middle, touchdown Giants.
Taken away by Wicks.
Oh, it's glorious. It's Pettis to Jones. Oh, what a catch by Daniel Jones.
Cleared as far as Saeed Ben Rama.
And we are live.
We'll do it live.
Welcome everyone to Claret and Big Blue, probably the only podcast on the internet dedicated to West Ham United and the New York Giants. That's right, football and football balls. For everyone's taste, I'm Mike Fitch and I am joined as always by Mr. Alex Middleton. Alex, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. How the heck are you doing?
I am happy to just be alive. That's how I am.
Just every day is a gift.
Every day is a gift. Fresh as a
Every
daisy
day is
after
a
a
gift.
3-day weekend. How are you feeling? Sprightly?
Yeah, feeling sprightly. I feel like this time last week, I sure did not know as much about vice presidents of player personnels and directors of player personnels and assistant GMs as I do now. I mean, we act like we just have fun on this, but we do the deep dives and we do the research behind all of the stuff that we're going to stupidly say later on in the podcast.
Yeah, I now no longer think that a director of player personnel is just the guy that handles their calendar. Apparently they do a lot more than that.
Well, and also everybody has a director and a VP and then an assistant executive of insert whatever it is, whether it be player personnel or just assistant executive president or VP of operations and scouting. And there's 75 jobs you can just put. If we wanted 4 guys to be our player personnel guy, we just have to hand out a VP, executive VP, president, and vice president. And that's 4 jobs right there.
Do you reckon there's
Wild.
How many ridiculous job titles are there? Do you reckon there's a junior vice president of bathroom? They just basically did a cleaner.
Yeah, but I mean, it sounds cooler.
I would have that. But yeah, so it's 9 people. I mean, let's jump into it. I guess 9 people, all. Well, we've only one assistant general manager, but all player personnel people. So we just run through the list. 2
assistant GMs. 2 assistant
we do.
GMs.
We do.
Come on, dude. Do your research.
Joe Schmo, as I like to call him. Joe Schmo.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go through the full list of people that had their first interview, or just want to cover the ones that you think are going to get a second?
I don't think we need to run through everybody. The real list that I have that I think are, and what do I know? I may not know a lot. I'm hold on. Alex O says assistant to the regional manager. Yeah, they have a lot of assistant to the regional manager of player personnels. But I'm not saying that I am smart. I'm saying I'm very dumb, but I am smart enough to know that I am dumb. So what I am saying is not obvious. It's not fact. I don't have sources or anything. But I think the real serious candidates we have for the GM job are Joe Schoen, the Bills assistant GM, Ryan Poles, the Chiefs VP of player personnel, Rand Carthen, 49ers director of player personnel, and Adam Peters, 49ers assistant GM. Then Monty Osenfort, who's with the Titans, a player personnel guy, and Ryan Cowden. And then they also interviewed Joe Horitz, is with the Ravens, director of personnel. But I don't really think that he's going to be one. I think, and personally, I feel like Joe Schoen is the front runner right now, and Ryan Poles from the Chiefs. If you had to ask me, I think that I would rather have, from when I've looked at the Bills guy, Schoen, or Adam Peters, the assistant GM of the 49ers. So the 2 assistant GMs that we've interviewed, I just kind of like what they've built. Like the way that Buffalo built lines. They built an offensive line. They built a defensive line. They didn't stress it with the quarterback. They waited for Allen to come to them. They even still don't have like a solid number one running back, but they're able to make things work. And I really like the style of offense that they kind of run. And I feel like that Schoen would kind of cater towards that. And we need to build up an offensive and defensive line. And then Peters, also, I really think like Joe Schoen, I think if he comes over, Brian Dable, the offensive coordinator of the Bills, is very likely going to be our head coach. You usually would assume that they would bring over their guy. Ryan Poles, the Chiefs guy, I would assume that Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, would be his guy. He would want to be the head coach. And then Peters, I would hope. What I'm really hoping for is Mike McDaniels, the offensive coordinator for the 49ers. So if we get Peters or Carthon, I think that they may bring him over. I think he's going to be a very hot candidate. And if you've looked at like what the Chargers did and what the 49ers did, and like it really started with the Rams, and then everybody wanted things that McVay had. Everybody wanted, oh, okay, this guy coached under McVay. Let's grab him here. Matt LaFleur, you had him to the Packers. You have Kyle Shanahan kind of doing all that stuff. And like the number 2 to Kyle Shanahan is Mike McDaniels. And that's that like the forefront of football. He's been using Deebo Samuel, their wide receiver, as their best running back. Kadarius Toney, Deebo Samuel vibes. Maybe, like you could plug that in there. He's had Jimmy Garoppolo, who's a good quarterback, not a great quarterback. I'm not saying that we don't love Danny, but just maybe you deal with Danny. You can work with Danny for a year. I think that like the Giants need to focus on being able to establish a run game, a good run game. I think we have the talent there at running back, and maybe McDaniels can kind of be the next guy. But you even see Brandon Staley that the Chargers hired. He was from that Rams system. Like it is kind of like a young man's game now. We're trying to go with the math guys. Like we had that, the statistics guys, the money ball guys in baseball kind of changed the game a little bit. And now I think in football, you're starting to see that style of offense, just the quick paced offense, the taking big shots downfield, but also being able to punch in the mouth on defense. Like having like a new style of offense is being built, and it's guys like McVay and Shanahan that are starting that. So if you can get a guy, the number 2 under Shanahan, that would be awesome. And I think Peters, the GM, working with all the guys over in San Francisco, I think that they're ready to go with that. So I mean, we said last week that we wanted somebody offensive minded. I think that makes a lot of sense. But I think Joe Schoen, the way the Bills have been built, wouldn't so much be more of like an offensive fire power right away. But like I think we could utilize the weapons that we have.
Yeah, and it makes sense that we go the way that you're talking about because, Mara already said that even though there's people like speculating who our next head coach is going to be, Mara did say that, hey, let me get the GM first and then GM can decide who the head coach is going to be.
Which was really our biggest concern because if you just hire a coach and then you're like, here, GM, figure it out. And then like you're going to fire the coach if the GM doesn't like it. I think that it's very important. And then also the guy that's the GM being able to bring in who they want makes it seem like, like ideally you would bring in one of your own guys that you've already been familiar with.
You want them working as a unit.
You get Dable or Bieniemy or McDaniel. Why not do that? And then Brian Flores, I've seen talked about to the Giants, but again, he's a defensive minded guy. I don't really want to focus on defense as much as offense since we've had a completely broken offense for the last 6-7 years.
Yeah. Plus, it's just nice to have like a professional looking GM. Because like Dave Gettleman kind of looked like the guy, like if you saw him in the street, you'd be like, don't make eye contact. Don't make contact.
Mike McDaniel, yeah, Dave Gettleman was the guy that like was gonna like rat you out for like sneaking food into the movies. But go look up Mike McDaniel from the 49ers because that guy has like, I want the camera on that guy as a head coach. He's got like the glasses, he's got the crazy hair, the stubble. That's a guy I want to be the head coach of the Giants. Because they would be like, "We're this fucking nerd," and then they'll just go beat their ass and be like, "No, I am reinventing football with the boys." BRB.
He looks like he could definitely fix my computer.
Yeah, and also your offense, hopefully. So
it's a 2-for-1.
Yeah, that's really what we're going for.
But oh shit, nearly knocked over my beer. Alexo says, "I heard Bill O'Brien has giant roots."
Stay away from our team, Bill O'Brien. Please stay away from our team.
And also, I don't think the way it's going now, I don't think we're going to take anyone from college. Because is he still Alabama or has he left that position?
He's at Alabama right now. It appears that he's probably not going to get the Jaguars head coaching job.
Coach Lasso can fix the Giants. Now, do you know what? I don't think Ted Lasso could fix the Giants. But I think Led Tasso might be able to.
Led Tasso very well could.
Because you need to, Iron Fist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can tell that I started binge watching season 2.
Inside
I haven't
joke,
watched
yeah.
season 2 for age, so I'm now binge watching it to get it back into it. So good, such a good show. Segue, not sidewards. I know your boss at The Buzz, Rod Ryan. Has he finally caved in? Has he started watching Ted Lasso yet?
He's watched a couple of episodes.
What's his immediate thoughts?
He likes it. I mean, it's hard not to like the show. So he's.
I thought the Christmas special on season 2 was a little bit too cheesy,
weird.
But
yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think it was trying to do that on purpose. But
maybe.
I thought it was weird.
If you haven't checked it, check it out on Apple TV. So if you had to put money down, I mean, it was still too early, I guess, to put money down. But out of those,
I'd say showing or polls.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who would you prefer? 'Cause I guess it's too early to guess. So
I would go with Peters. Just my limited knowledge in the last week, but I would want to go with Peters and bring over Mike McDaniels as the GM coach combo. I think the Giants are more likely to probably go with Joe Schoen or Ryan Poles, the guy from the Bills and the guy from the Chiefs.
Well, Joe Schoen does look like a kind of guy who you look at him and you go, I bet his car smells nice. Like he looks professional.
Like a really nice used car salesman.
Like he's young. I think. Do you know what? It's my
GM
expectations
of a car dealership.
Or my standards, I guess, are so low after the last couple of years. I am just literally like, he looks like I would like to be like, that's my GM.
That guy looks like a guy that I want to like. Yeah.
That's good enough for me at the moment. But also, I don't know enough about like
the gentleman kind of looked like an alligator, and you're like, I'm gonna stay away.
Or like the guy you see like under the bridge when you're like on your way to work early in the morning. He's still like out drunk from the night before. That's the kind of guy I think he is.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what he's doing now. Him and Joe Judge with those
transition lenses,
cases of Coors Light and Michelob Ultra. That looks like a terrible party. Michelob Ultra and
hey, I can't knock
pizza.
him for celebrating like he got to be a head coach with like the guys that were leaving too. So
and I'm pretty sure he got a nice severance package.
Yeah, they hit like next year they will be paying Pat Shurmur, Joe Judge, and whoever the new coach is. The Giants will all be paying them.
Is Shermer's contract technically not ended yet then?
I think he's got one more year.
Damn, fucking hell. Hey,
Giants
way to run
love
us.
paying coaches that don't coach there anymore. Actually, maybe they don't have to pay Shurmur, but his deal would still be going through because he is. I don't know if he might be not retained in Denver, and then I think we may still have to pay him. I'm not sure though how that works. Don't quote me on that.
Don't quote me. But yeah, like I said, I was about to say, like, without knowing, the real nitty gritty backstage how it works, but just my immediate look is, if we're going to pick a general manager, I would much rather have someone who's at least had experience ish in the role. And so like the two assistant general managers, so yeah, Joe Schoen and Adam Peters, I guess would be the top of my list, just because they've been in and around that kind of role, and their teams, the 49ers and the Bills, have obviously done way better than the Giants have recently, so can't be too bad.
Let's go that direction,
Up.
They seem like they're
the right.
good. Let's start being good.
Have you seen any? Because I know we've got some more interviews tomorrow, as we're recording this live on Tuesday. So tomorrow,
with the Chiefs is going to be back, but I don't know. We don't need to be like interview watch. Let's just get us a GM, and then we'll start speculating.
But hopefully, the way I was going in timeline, hopefully by next week's episode we'll have a new GM.
Yeah, I would say by the end of next week we will definitely have a GM.
And then hopefully, because I mean we're still quite a way away, but we want to be able to get both positions done and dusted pretty quickly, just so we can start actually working towards.
And again, it depends on like how far the Bills or the 49ers or the Chiefs or the Titans or any of those guys that like we've interviewed
That is true.
how far those teams go, because they may not want to accept a job until the time is right for them.
Well, isn't it when it comes to those coaches, whether it be head coach or offensive, defensive, blah 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 blah, isn't there like some rule where you can't team can approach them until their season has officially finished?
You can deny requests, I believe, until the season is over, but they're doing like Zoom ones and stuff like that.
So is that like a bending the rules?
Well, you're like, yeah, like I guess the team can approve it, but just be like, all right, just like do it here or whatever. I don't know exactly how it works.
No, sure. So yeah, look at that. That's exciting, I guess. New dawn is approaching for the New York Giants, and maybe we may have a winning season coming up soon. Who knows?
Maybe.
Anything else you want to add to those GMs?
That's about all I got.
All right, let's move on to everyone's favorite section of the show. It's where we test Alex Middleton's knowledge in a segment that we like to call
How many things can you name?
And in celebration or commiseration of the final Manning cast that we had last night, which was a fantastic one. Anytime you get Dwayne Johnson with his casually... Do you think his T-Rex skull is always in that position? Or do you think he was like, before he went on, he was like, put that behind me, get that.
Oh, he definitely...
I want people to see that.
He definitely knew that, like, it was going to be there, Like, he knew where he was setting up, and he made sure that he set up in that area.
Do you think it was like in his rider? It's like, I'll come on the show, but make sure one of them asks me about my...
No, I think he like put it in a spot because he knew that people would ask him and be like, oh, okay.
Now, did he say it was worth $30 million, or did he say he paid $30 million for it?
I think he was like worth $30 million is maybe what he said. I'm not 100% sure exactly what it was.
Like, what do you get for Christmas for someone that has that? Like, that is literally the depiction of the man who has everything.
So get him the rest of the dinosaur.
Oh, do you think it's like one of those magazine things where each week he gets a different part of the dinosaur?
Well, no, then just like for his birthday, you get him like the spine of the dinosaur.
And then like by this time next year, he'll have a full dinosaur in his backyard.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Pretty much.
Alexo, y'all too should buy some ownership from the Giants to have a say in the GM and coach. Probably not for the best, definitely me at least, because Weird Al Yankovic will be on the staff if I'm in charge, and he should promote the XFL. Where he kind of, I think from what I understood, because I had a lot of wrestling friends who know about, like, obviously The Rock and XFL, they were like, oh, he's going to make a huge announcement tonight. And then he didn't. He was kind of like, hey, look out for a big announcement.
Hyped it up. It's coming back, so that's good.
So I think I maybe had an announcement, but then something fell through. But are you looking forward to that? Oh, I thought it looked pretty good, because obviously they came back for the second time around.
Of an XFL team, so yes, I am looking forward.
Do you know if officially they're coming back? Can you exclusively break this news?
I wouldn't say it's exclusive, but yeah, the same teams will be back.
But yeah, because obviously it's unfortunate. The first time around was a shit show. The second time I thought looked pretty good, and then obviously COVID hit and fucked it all up.
Houston was basically the champions, so we have yet to get a trophy, but I would award us the trophy because we were 5-0 when the league folded that time.
I honestly have no idea how is it the New York Guardians?
Yeah, they weren't as good. We were the only undefeated team in the league, so.
Although I do think at the time of...
The team I've owned has never lost a game in its history.
The New York Guardians at the time, though, I think they looked like the most competitive New York team in football.
Yeah, they did, at least at MetLife.
So, good luck. I think they'll be back, 2023, probably? Because they're not going to be back.
Next year, yeah.
They'll be back that soon. But yeah, check it out. Anyway, yes, so Manning cast. So I'm going to test. I tried to get these in alphabetical order, but then I couldn't work out how to do it on Google Docs, because Google Docs is not good as Microsoft Word. But, so yes, I have a list here of all the guests, every single guest that appeared on the Manning cast this year, So I'm going to bring up the clock. I'm going to put 60 seconds on said clock. And I'm going to see how many Alex can name. In 3, 2, 1, go.
I feel like I watched a lot of these. Roger Goodell, Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Michael Strahan, Kevin Hart, The Rock. Let's go with. Did I already say Gronk? I'm going to say Gronk again.
You did say Gronk.
Sue Bird was on it. Condoleezza Rice was on it. I already said Kevin Hart. Phil Mickelson was on it. Snoop Dogg was on it. Marshawn Lynch was on the show. Drew Brees was on it. Larry Fitzgerald was on it last night. Russell Wilson did a whole overtime with him. Damn, I feel like I got a lot more than I thought I would get. LeBron James.
Oh, LeBron James. Buzzbit. You got 15. That's not bad.
Out of how many of them were there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 37.
Okay, so I got less than half, but not too bad. Just riffing off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think Russell Wilson was the only person to appear twice.
Was he?
I think he appeared early on in the season and at the end. Michael Jordan was not on there.
I knew what he was trying. His trolling. Yeah, Biden. He said Biden.
Jeter.
John Stewart.
All right.
I should have said John Stewart. Because John Stewart was just grilling him about the Yankees. Or about the Giants. He said Jeter, too. So that's why.
Derek Jeter would have been so boring on that show, I think.
I think Derek Jeter would have been fun. Derek Jeter seems like a cool guy.
Yankees legend, of course, but I don't know. He doesn't seem like the most charismatic of guys, but whatever.
He's a very charismatic guy.
Did you notice how, maybe I just read the room wrong, but whilst Dwayne Johnson was talking about the XFL, and he seemed to be kind of like going off on a tangent, that the Manning brothers kind of just weren't listening to him because they was like watching the game. Like, I think he went on too long than they were expecting.
It may have just looked that way, but they're like also having to like pay attention to whatever's going on the whole time. That's like a difficult job doing an interview, and then also like, oh, this thing just happened, you know?
Yeah, I remember was it the Rams?
You listen to a baseball game and they're doing an interview sometimes. You just kind of have to jump in when something happens. And that's kind of what the Manning cast is.
Yeah, they went. Were they betting against the Rams? Because they didn't seem happy when they got that pick six.
No, they were just like disappointed in Kyler's decision to throw that.
I mean, obviously it's not going to happen because obviously for media rights and money and all that
curse,
bullshit.
By the way, I'd like to point out the Kyler curse and the Dallas curse that I have placed once again came through this weekend. So it was like I'll tease you, make you think that the curse may not be working. It always comes through.
But in my opinion, there are way too many teams in the playoffs. Like,
I disagree. I think you're an anti-football guy now. Don't be like that. Like, it's football. It's like when they said that we're going to expand the college basketball tournament to 68 teams, and so we have like play-in games, and people are like, I don't give a fuck about the 68th best team, and it's like, yeah, I mean, it's okay, I'll still watch it. It's on. Like, that was like, how awesome is Super Wild Card Weekend, dude? You get 2 games. It's just like, here's a little taste, a little sprinkle of 2 games. Oh, 3 games, motherfucker. What's up? It's Sunday, and then hey, we're not done just yet. Monday night, you got a game. That's perfect. I love it.
I was happy that the games were on.
Blowouts. I don't care if there's blowouts. Who gives a shit? We get more football. And the Giants, who aren't a very good team, we have a better opportunity to get in. We didn't get eliminated until like the 3rd to last week of the season.
And
we won 4 games.
Shit anyway.
Yeah, Peyton did cuss on a live mic. That was funny.
Do you reckon he did that as like the Big Brother thing? Because it's like, oh, do you remember when like, Eli got shit just for throwing at the birds?
Eli started with this, and then he's like, finished it with, I can't hear shit.
I'll get you back, Eli. I'll get the attention off you. Have you seen those? Do they play those commercials in Houston of like the Eli where he's talking to like I guess he's like sponsoring a bank or something. He's working with advertising with a bank, and it's just really creepy. I may be finished with the field, but I still want to be the best. That's why when I'm on my business game, I like to use this bank. And it's like really awkward, and he's like doing that thing where he's pretending to hold meetings when he's obviously not. And it's just really creepy shit.
That's definitely more of a local commercial, I would imagine.
He's love the man. He's not going to be an actor. He's not going to be in any Hollywood blockbusters anytime soon.
Hey, don't say that. Don't say that.
Unless they made a remake of Speed.
For
some reason, I'd like to be him being there.
Go look up Football Cops. Him and Peyton both did that, and they were great in it.
And he was good in that Dirty Dancing thing with...
and SNL.
Yeah.
And Frank's hot sauce commercial is hilarious.
I haven't seen that. I'm going to have to check that out.
What?
I have...
Wow, dude. Don't come at Eli. If you
I haven't got all the facts,
Frank's
apparently.
Red Hot commercial.
My bad.
That's funny in all the commercials he's in. But I mean, I guess all the ones I've seen.
Maybe I'm just trying to talk
Besides
shit
the
about
one that
Eli.
Yeah, quit shitting on Eli.
In hope that he'll come onto the show.
He's all we
defend
have
himself.
right now, okay?
So yeah, if you want to come onto the show, Eli,
tarnish
to
his
defend
legacy.
yourself, DMs are open.
He's not going to come on the show with you talking about him like that. We're
Maybe.
never going to book him as a guest now, Mike. Thanks a lot.
Now I'm going to have to get him like a necklace.
Yeah, make him
Then he might do
wear
it.
a big blue necklace.
It will spin. Like the logo.
We'll call him human HCM, human carbon monoxide, like The Rock called him.
Wasn't the best nickname.
Wasn't the best, but it's The Rock saying it, so you're like, all right.
I'll go with it. I'll get a t-shirt since The Rock gave it to me. That'd be so if someone says, that's my nickname, and they go, that's a shit nickname.
He's a
The
silent
Rock
killer,
gave
though.
me. The Rock
He is a
gave me that
silent
nickname,
killer.
bitch.
Yeah,
You gonna
right.
complain?
Dwayne The Rock. Ever heard of him?
Most lucrative Hollywood star of all time. Yeah,
Named
that
after
guy
a rock? Yeah.
gave me that nickname. So shut the fuck up. Anyway, let's move on.
You know why he's Dwayne The Rock, right? Because his father used to live on Alcatraz.
Sean Connery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not many people know Sean Connery. His
People
dad.
don't know that.
But there you go. You learn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next time, let's move on. What time is it?
Hammer time.
Oh yeah, it's West Ham time. Let's talk about West Ham on the bumpy road that was last week. Obviously, we don't need to go into the depths of all the weeks. Obviously, we started off last Wednesday beating Norwich 2-0. No surprises there.
The
But-
Jared Bowen show.
Jared Bowen show. Well, I think the whole week, even though we end up losing a game this week, I
Jared
think
and Pablo. The
Jared
and Pablo
Bowen.
show.
Pablo Fornals, Lanzini even. I thought he had a great week. Wait, sorry, just pay Eli. Eli Manning's on Cameo.
To do an interview. That'd be so funny because you can only give him so many characters, and it's like, just give him like, yes, that's true. No, I agree, and just like chop up like one-word answers.
How much is it? Alexo, find out how much Eli is on Cameo.
That'd be so much work to have to like piece together the questions and stuff.
Oh, it'd be worth it though.
Maybe. But it was like $600. Would you do it? I wouldn't do that for $600.
I wouldn't do it. Because then, knowing my luck, he wouldn't do it right, and I'd have to pay another
If I
$600
meet
to
Eli,
correct it.
if Eli talks to me, I want to talk to Eli where he's like, "What's up?" Like, you know, I don't want it to be like me paying him on Cameo.
Yeah.
It would ruin it.
But it would be the awkwardness as well. Like, hey, Mike, your good friend Mike wants me to give you a shout. It's not me. It's a friend.
You have to do that. You can just give him like a script. Because we did it for awards one time, and it was like, it's for an award. And so it's just like, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm here to present the Gravy Award to. And like they just kind of read that.
Did you go like low Z-list celebrities like the $10, $15.
Well, we had
worth.
like sponsor money. I think it was like $150 we had of like sponsor money, and I like used that as the budget.
I would want like just because it'd be more
I got
hilarious.
Bob Vance from Vance Refrigeration. I got like 2 people from The Office.
Oh,
Senator Robert Lipton, and then I think Buff Bagwell was one of them.
Buff the Stuff.
Buff the Stuff.
His theme song was amazing. He was terrible, but his theme song was fantastic.
We had Rachel Dolezal was the Woman of the Year presenter, so that was pretty wild. And then we had one of the guys from Big Brother do another one.
No, I'd want like someone very vague, like so it'd be like, "Hey, I'm such and such from this show. Remember? No, how about this?
Dude, just
no."
if you go look at Cameo, like I don't know more than half the people on there, and it's because like they're like just people like from YouTube, but they're very famous people. We just don't know them because we're not in that. Like we don't watch that.
No, we do not.
No, we don't.
The only thing on YouTube I watch is this because I'm very egotistical.
You should watch this and then also watch Pass the Gravy and watch Bet the House on the Rod Ryan Show YouTube channel and then watch Waffle Box as well.
Yeah.
Those are what you should be watching.
If you want to win lots of money, you should.
Pull up Alex's comment. He says, Eli isn't on Cameo, but his dad is. Just
that's even better.
Like, just get Archie and then just be like, call Eli. Have Eli say this.
Just have Archie Manning filming himself FaceTiming Eli.
Will you just FaceTime Eli? They just tell him to say what's up. Hey, Eli, it's Dad. I got a cameo request from the Claret and Big Blue podcast, and they wanted you to say hi to him.
His dad charges $300.
But go look, because a lot of the football players, their money goes to a charity, so it's like
But still, that $300, it might be going to a charity, but it's still coming out of my account.
But like Archie Manning's a pretty big name, so a lot of people. I think Terry Bradshaw was like $500. But like Terry Bradshaw has a bunch of shit going on. So like when he's filming cameos, his time is worth more probably.
The only ones and I'd feel really bad. The ones I see sometimes on there, they charge like $250, and then they're just blatantly like just recording it after they just woke up and they just like they look like shit. They're like still laying in bed. And it's like
you can tell
effort.
Some of them just like knock it all out. Like and I mean it makes sense, but like you can tell that they're like knocking them. Once Kato Kalin from the O.J. Simpson case, he did a couple for Pass the Gravy, and like he like wrote a song for us and like sang it and did a bunch of stuff with it, and it was really funny. So we liked Kato Kalin, but some people are just like, "Hey, what's up?" I tried to get Wayne Gallman to do one, and Wayne Gallman's was just like, it was just not even worth using.
That's bad.
He's like, "What's up? It's the Gravy Podcast," and I was like, "It's Pass the Gravy." You didn't. Okay.
The best cameo voice is Kevin from The Office.
I think like was the highest grossing one a couple of years ago at least.
And also we have
Kevin from The Office.
And we have this one showing Vor Nego. Thank you for our
I don't know if they're on Cameo.
They charge too much. Yes, West Ham. West Ham beat Norwich 2-0. Very
Carlton
similar
Cole
performance
on Cameo.
Carlton Cole, yeah, we tried to get him, but he didn't respond.
He didn't respond at the time that refunded me.
Did he refund you?
Cameo did.
Oh, good. Yes, West Ham Norwich 2-0 to West Ham. Very similar. I found it was a very similar performance to the Crystal Palace game, where it's like the first half we just bossed it, and then second half we decided to let's make this nervous for everyone, and we weren't so great. Let's just wait for Alex to check out his cameo. Is he?
I'm looking at Carlton Cole's.
How much is he?
Cameo. Carlton Cole is 60. Then they also have Tony Cottee,
and
Paul Ince.
Oh no! Fuck Paul. We're not getting Paul Ince.
Paul Ince he's $100. He's the most expensive of them.
He's not very popular in the West Ham circle.
Well, maybe he's more. He thinks he's popular because he's charging $100.
Well, that's because he played for Man United, probably.
Maybe that makes sense.
But yeah, there was controversy when he left West Ham for Manchester United back in the day.
Typical.
So yeah, we'll stick with Tony Cottee and Cole, maybe. So quick thoughts on the Norwich game? How did you see that go?
We should have won. We made it a little bit closer than we needed to until the very end, but a win's a win, so I'm not going to bitch about that. Having a clean sheet, nothing to complain about.
And then obviously the Leeds game.
We came out flat. And we do that too many times against teams like Leeds. Now Leeds isn't like a bad team. They just caught us hot. Was it Harrison had a hat trick against us. I thought we gave up two pretty soft goals. I think the first one, not much you can really do about that. But then the other two, well, no, maybe I don't know. We at least gave up one because there was just one. It was like, I don't know what is even going on in there. We were just watching them in the box, but it felt like every time we got we'd get it level, and then there's another one, and it just kept taking the air out of it. And I think we had a lot of other opportunities to score, and we just couldn't get it done. But I mean, Bowen
even in the last minute
could have had a couple more, I think.
But
for
in the heat of the moment, I was very emotional. I love Jared Bowen. He is amazing right now. He's crushing it right now. But at that moment when he chested that ball I said some incredibly choice words out loud. My wife was wondering what was going on. She was like, "Did they lose? Are they doing penalty shootouts?" I was like, "What? No, they're not.
Are they playing hacky sack for the win?
Why are you yelling at me? Because we lost." It was a strange game because it's like, in a weird way, I think because of the chances we had, we were unlucky not to come away with at least a point. But in the same sense, I think over the full 90 minutes, I think the 3-2 scoreline almost flattered us to a point. We weren't that good.
Yeah, I mean, we were able to you could tell we went in panic mode, and then it was like when we figured it out, it was 2-2 at that point, and then it was like right after we got that, we're like, all right, we're fucking good then. We're good. And we gave up the go-ahead goal, and it was just they had no answer.
And then we almost came up for fourth, and we got lucky that wasn't
offside.
4-2.
There was a guy in the fucking net, so I don't know how that wasn't offside.
Although I'm glad, I mean, it doesn't matter now. We're 3-2 or 4-2, it doesn't fucking matter. We still lost. But I was obviously happy it did get chalked off. But in the light of day, the fresh start of day, I do think maybe that rule needs to be changed. Because I think once the ball goes past the goalkeeper, really, why was he offside? What was he interfering with? The ball, if he wasn't there, the ball would have gone in the net. It was going to be a goal. I think that's an unfair offside rule.
It's the principle because the keeper could have to keep an eye on him. Then he goes in the net, and it's like, okay, you could just hop out at the last second or whatever. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know, but it's
because then why not just go set a guy in the back every single time, and then just have him step out once the shot's been taken. Just have him sit in the net.
Maybe no one's thought of that.
You just cherry pick.
Bam. Positives, I guess. The only positive, I guess, is that I think our big problem is defense. So I think the fact that Kurt Zuma's looking like he's on his way back is a good thing. I just don't think Dawson and Diop are a very good partnership. But obviously, for the last several weeks, that's all we've had. So we had no choice but to play him. But it's good to have Cresswell back. Not too sure about Moyes' decisions to make those substitutions. I thought they were very strange in this game as well. Not sure why he brought on... Who's it? Who did he take off pretty early? Was it Fornals? In the 60th minute?
I'm looking at it.
And then he brought on Masuaku.
He took out Fornals, put in Yarmolenko, and then put in Masuaku for Vlasic and Perkins for Diop.
I mean, I get that one because Perkins right now is their only, I guess, attacker on the bench, so there's not much choice, and we had to go for it. So I like the fact that he went from defensive to attacking. But as much as I do like Yarmolenko because he's obviously got it in him because he's a beast at international level, I think at this point he's not going to do it at club level for us, at least. So I don't understand why you took off Fornals, who was playing very well, unless he took a knock, he got injured and we don't know about it. But I had no idea why he was taken off.
I don't know. Yeah, it seemed like after scoring, you would have thought that he would have deserved to stay in more so. But yeah, I have no idea. I was questioning that as well. But I mean, if Yarmo goes out there and scores, he did get a yellow card in that time he was out there. But if Yarmo goes out there and scores, then I don't think we're second guessing that decision at all.
No, of course not. Of course not. Did you say Vlasic? Vlasic came off, right?
Yeah.
He's been. I think he just this year's Ben Rama, where no matter what,
every year, and like I think Vlasic next year, hopefully we'll be back in Europa League at least. I think you're gonna see him like go on like a goal scoring just like spurt when he gets in there, and we're gonna be all right. This is why we got that guy. It's like Moyes eases guys into his system, and it's worked for us. So I can't complain.
It has worked, but sometimes it's frustrating, especially when we're losing. When a player, no matter what, if a player is playing well, leave him on. If we're losing, I don't get it. But I guess that's why I'm sitting here, and I'm not getting paid millions of pounds to manage a football team. So,
yeah, that's a good point.
But maybe I just never had my shot. Who knows? Maybe people are missing out. I could be.
I think you deserve a shot.
Should I do anything else you want to talk about those, or should we look ahead to our next game?
Did you not see the Rice to Man City rumors?
Oh, I see Rice to other places all the fucking.
That's just gonna happen. That's the new one.
He's not. Well, I mean, if we're gonna do that, let's bring up my other video. So since we're now segueing over some transfer talk, it's time for
Transfer to watch.
So yeah, so far nothing's happening on the incomings, I guess, because apparently Moyes, well, he said in an interview, he just doesn't see the point in bringing anyone in just for the sake of it. He wants to get the right people in, blah, yada, yada. But yeah, so talk about this. If you've seen this, who's saying Rice to Man City? Is there anything credible? Or do you think it's
I just saw it on Twitter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Rice.
But then I also, I don't know. Man City, though, does pay out that shit, so.
But
I just think it's dumb to move him.
No, really, even in January, especially January, like if Man City wanted him and they had the money, they could. For us to let him go in January, which is a horrible time to replace one of your best players, they would have to cough up. Like I'm talking like probably
like why they don't even need him. They don't need him. They're 10 points clear of.
They've already won the season this year. They've won the title this year, pretty much.
Just like fuck them. No, don't sell him on principle.
No, we don't need him. We don't need to sell him. I think maybe worst case he might, if an offer comes in, he'll go in the summer. But I think he's going to be with us for another I reckon another year and a half at least. That's my guess. I don't think he's going
to Europe.
Yeah, and Sophie Randall says, "Vey FYI, thank you." But does everyone get all these weird shit?
I think so.
On YouTube.
I would imagine.
At least Sophie Randall is more like believable than that one, Pepper. But there you go. So I know we're getting closer towards the end. We've got 2 weeks left of the transfer window. Is there anything you've seen that gives you hope that we're gonna get what
Connor
we need?
Coventry, we're sending him to MK Dons. What the fuck? Don't we need some depth? Apparently not.
Apparently not. Well, Connor Coventry, isn't he like a defensive midfielder?
Yeah, but we can still fucking use him. Who knows?
We got Suchek, Rice, Krau. No, we
got cup games, bro. We got cup games. We got Europa coming up. We need all the depth we can have.
That's Mark Noble masterclass is incoming for those.
I guess so, but still, get some youth, get some speed.
But yeah, I hope we get speed because we definitely 100% need a centre back. It would be nice to see a striker, but people are going nuts on Twitter. I saw that about the fact that we haven't signed anyone yet. We need a striker and yada 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 yada. And even though Moyes has said that we're not getting anyone in just for the sake of it, like there is a list as long as a giraffe's neck, which is long if you want to Google it.
Pretty long.
That's a fact. Of failed strikers at West Ham, where we have always got, whether they be shit strikers or good strikers, that for some reason when they come to West Ham they turn shit, or they might be good and they're always injured. It just never works out for us getting strikers. So I'm happy to wait. If Moyes wants to wait to get a striker in, then I'm happy to wait.
Whatever he's been doing, man, like we can say it seems like he's not making activity as much as we want, but like when he does, he knows who to get. So keep us in Europe, and I will not give a shit what Moyes does transfer window wise.
I just hope we get. I think
we need some depth. We need depth.
We need add defense. Now I feel awkward.
But Moyes knows that. He knows
defense.
that. So is he waiting to just get some loans at the very end and just be like, okay, whatever, like we'll get through it this way?
I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world. 6-month loan to the end of the season, and then you can
assess, some full contracts like Lingard's and other stuff like that.
Because really, especially at centre back, we're only replacing injured players. So do you want to sign a permanent player that's now once everyone's fit, you're like, oh shit, we have no place
who
for you now.
belongs here, and then it fucks up the chemistry. Maybe I agree with you on that. It's just like we just need you to just hang out with hang out here. This might work out this way.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be disappointed if we just get a couple of
give us some minutes. We'll put you in Europa if we can, and some.
Well, the only problem with that is, do we not already have how many loan players have we got right now? Because we got 2, Areola and Corral. So I think
is Areola alone, or is he?
He's alone. I think I'm pretty sure he's alone from PSG. Oh wait, no, would it be? Now you've. I was confident. Now you're confused. I don't know. No, I think we've loaned him. We loaned him. You gonna Google it? You gonna research it?
Yeah. Season-long deal. Make it a option to make the transfer permanent in the summer.
So yeah, I guess that could be something similar to what we did with Ben Rama, where we could, because we have the option, we could just trigger it, sign Areola. Because I think Areola's shown what he needs to show. He deserves a permanent seat at the table. So I'd sign him up and then use his new loan spot as get someone else in the back. That's what I'd do, David. David, there's a break coming up soon, so if you want to hop on the show,
we'd love to have you.
Yeah, I am a little concerned because we've got. So this coming Saturday we have Manchester United away. That's not I'm not worried about. We can destroy them. But then after that, there's like 2 weeks until our next game, which is Kidderminster in the FA Cup.
Kidderminster, the Harriers.
Is there an international game there, or is that like a break?
I can't remember. An international break. Oh, Winter Olympic break.
Definitely that would be it.
Soccer is a Winter Olympic sport.
So maybe that'll be our Winter Olympic special. In that.
Nah, I don't want to.
Where we talk about luge and curling for an hour.
What'd you think of the skeleton? I thought it was wild.
It's not what it used to be.
I'm telling you, the times they got.
The 80s was the prime skeleton years. I don't know why I've suddenly turned into someone.
Did get a bobsled team in.
They did.
So that's cool. Shout out to Jamaica.
Blitzer. What a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's that. We've solved the transfer budget, transfer window, fixed, done and dusted.
You're welcome.
Man United coming up on the weekend. What are your thoughts? Do you think we're just gonna come back strong because we always come for the big guys?
Well,
that might have sounded wrong.
Last time with Man United, we barely lost to them on some horse
Jesse
shit.
Lingard, the bastard, scored a goal.
Yeah, and then that was the noble miss. Remember, brought in Nobes. revenge game. That's what I gotta say. Revenge game. Although Man United seems like they may have. Is Ronaldo going to be back by then?
Don't know.
Hopefully not. Hopefully he's okay, but hopefully he's not back by that time.
Paul Pogba's not going to be back because apparently he's not going to be back till February.
So yeah, I think we got to capitalize on a limited Man United squad. And
they're a shambles right now.
We got to show up. We show up against teams like Man United. So maybe this is where we get our revenge for the Noble thing. Ideally, if we have a last-second penalty opportunity, we don't sub in a cold Noble off the bench.
Do you think that if we get a penalty in like the 94th minute and Mark Noble stands up, do you reckon David Moyes is like, sit the fuck down? Sit the fuck down.
Get out there. Declan, you get out there. Or Lanzini, whoever's already on the field, get out there. You take this, all right? Would love to see that. It feels like a 2-1 type win. I'm going to be positive vibes here. West Ham 2-1.
I feel that we're going to let him up more goals, but I'm going to be positive. I'm going to go 3-2. I think we're going to win 3-2. And I feel just because they love to do it, stress me. I could see this being like one of those games where we go 3-0 up, and then we let one goal in, or then we let another goal in. It's like fuck, and then we hold on. That's where I'm viewing a very stressful Saturday morning. Is it Saturday? It's Saturday or Sunday? It is Saturday. Saturday morning.
Saturday
morning. 10 o'clock for me, 9 o'clock for you.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That means the bar will be open. We haven't gotten to go to West Ham games at the bar for a while because of the Sunday games. The early
Where's
Sunday
that?
games.
Something's place?
Nick's place.
Nick's place! For some reason I was about to say Sam's place, but that's an amalgamation of Sam Houston State and Nick's place. In my brain. Like that. But yeah, we're going to win. Good luck, West Ham. Or, no, they don't need luck. Good luck, Man United. You don't need it. Because you're going to get destroyed by the mighty Hammers. That wraps that up. So let's just pimp our other shit. It's Tuesday, so that means tomorrow is Wednesday. And you know what that means. New episodes of Pasta Gravy and Waffle Box. Alex, what of the good folks of the Gravy Gang? Card-carrying members. There's a lot out there. What are they got to look forward to on tomorrow's Pasta Gravy?
We have a pretty cool announcement. If you're looking at the shirt I'm wearing right now, no spoilers, but if you're looking at the shirt I'm wearing, we have a pretty cool announcement about something coming later this year with Pass the Gravy.
Is it released date?
Maybe. Guess you're gonna have to listen and pay attention. My crawfish streak just hit 2 full years. We'll talk about that. We'll talk some playoff football. Celebrate Manuary with the boys a little bit more. And then talk about a little car mishap I had over the weekend and see if I handled it the way I should have handled it. So pretty solid ep. I have some awesome ideas. I'm also going to pitch, and we're going to answer your questions and tell you what's not cool this week. Pass Grade Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and go like us on Facebook and follow us, or go subscribe to our YouTube page, Pass Grade Podcast. What about Waffle Box? What do we got tomorrow?
Tomorrow on Waffle Box, we're discussing the art of the celebrity breakup announcement. We're looking forward to dive into that. And then we're talking about not someone catching COVID, but COVID catching someone.
Oh.
Okay. And then we're going to have our feel-good, heartwarming story of the week and so much more. So yeah, check that out. Waffle Box Pod on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Enjoy wafflebox.com. But yes, that wraps it up for another week. Thank you all for joining us in the live chat. If you haven't joined us yet, what are you doing? Tuesdays, 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central. Check us out, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch live, where you can join the discussion. Next week, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have a new head coach, GM to talk about, or at least we'll be close to discussing that. And we'll be discussing a dominant victory against Man United, hopefully, next week. So check out that. So yeah, hit us up at Mr. Mike Fish. He's at Alex J. Middleton. We are at CBB Pod on all your social medias. But until then, don't forget,
Seahorses forever.
see you next Tuesday.
Hey, let's go to Peyton. He's going to break down that touchdown.
Can't hear shit.
Never mind.